Trump has finally said that he is going to draft an executive order reviewing social media companies, aka the tech giants, the Twitters, the Facebooks of the world, Google, all that stuff. And now he says it's not official. This was a headline yesterday while you and I were out enjoying separate weddings. You in Mexico, I in upstate New York. While you were enjoying mariachi bands, I was enjoying some down-home cooking in a country atmosphere. But the internet moved on.
They literally gave out health packets, like recovery health packets at the wedding. That's how crazy they get here. Okay, regarding this specific story, it's important to note that the White House press secretary Lindsey Walters did say that this is not official. This was pushed around by a lot of the right-wing circles who have been censored by these big social media monopolies, which is going to go directly into the next big story with James Wood and the crazy thing that happened to him. But even if this law gets passed, supposedly that doesn't exist according to the White House. A lot of right-wing people want to believe that it exists, and that's why they've been pushing this story. But allegedly, the story of this information is that this executive order would require every federal agency to study how social media platforms moderate users' behavior and refer any instances of perceived bias to the Justice Department for further study and potential legal action. I think this is definitely, again, I don't like government, but
Oh, say it! Come on,
it's
positive.
A slippery slope.
It's positive.
It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. But with what we have been seeing, initially it may be a good thing, but I think it would be eventually abused by government. And wouldn't be a good thing later on. But right now, what's happening with online censorship, with what are virtually they are commodities. Let's just admit it. They're public information commodities. Is just disgusting what they're being able to get away with. Which leads into the next example with the next story that you have, Jason.
Now, before we even get to James Woods, because I do want to get to James Woods in a minute. That's what the thumbnail was. I think this is a huge story. But we have to start talking about this, and we do actually have to start talking about what? An Internet Bill of Rights. Now, I have always, Luke, been against things like, what is it called? They got rid of it. Net neutrality. I didn't think they needed net neutrality. I didn't feel like that was something that, I thought the free market would be fine. But when you do have monopoly companies not paying taxes, embedded with the government, openly changing the algorithms for their political beliefs, videos internally leaking from Google with Sergey Ratatatov saying that everybody had a rough day here now that Trump has been, elected, people almost crying at these companies. Then you have internal documents where it's admitted that they were going to change the algorithm for a more pro-immigration stance. All this stuff we covered, Luke. And now it has even bled into InfoWars being banned off of PayPal, and seeing PayPal really does not have a competitor. Sure, Venmo is starting to get there, but nowhere near used across the country like PayPal. And your major income is selling stuff on the internet. That's brutal. Yep. That's like Aaron Russo.
Isn't Venmo owned by Facebook?
I'm not sure.
Someone needs to fact check this. Yeah, someone needs to fact check this.
I don't want to say that.
I just left the camera on the sunset. You guys deserve to see the sunset. I'm sorry. I just needed to sit down, enjoy the sunset with the technocratic censorship. I'm screaming in my hotel room. People here don't even speak English. No one speaks English in Acapulco.
People in the chat, Luke, are saying that PayPal owns Venmo, so I don't know. Okay,
yeah. I thought it's one large institution that does own Venmo. That is also one of the big monopolies out there that just abuse their power right now, and they have been empowered mainly by government, and that's why I always make the argument that this situation that we're in right now wouldn't exist if it wasn't for government. And that's why I don't believe the government is there is going to be able to fix this, because they made this monster, and somehow it works in their favor, because you could bet your bottom dollar it's being used against what seems like majority right-wingers. It's being used against some left-wingers, but ultimately what's happening here is this is going to be used all around. This is going to be used just like they're using it in China. If you're a journalist that criticizes the government, you're not going to be able to live your life like everyone else. You're going to be denied access to privileges and just basic human dignity, like high-speed internet or having your kid at a good school or being able to buy an airplane ticket because of your stance against authority. This is, again, there's two types of people in this world. People who believe in authoritarianism and government, and people who don't believe in government and believe in self-sovereignty and freedom and liberty. And that's why that's the stand that I always make, including against the government, Jason.
Luke, all I can say is this, man. When I saw this story initially, my friend, all I could think about was Aaron Russo, America Freedom to Fascism, and his discussion with the Rockefeller that one day everybody would have a chip in their hand, and if they ever spoke out or caused any trouble, all of their digital transactions would be done for because they just turn off their chip. And without a chip, again, folks, PayPal is a huge, huge economic structure on the internet. Everybody watching this knows that, and that starts to cripple the InfoWars operation financially. And that doesn't mean I agree with everything InfoWars has to say, but they certainly deserve to exist. And to show you how much this censorship is getting out of control, we have to look at this. James Woods is suspended from Twitter from one of the tamest memes I've ever seen in my life. It is a meme making fun of the left. It does not curse. It is not sexual in any manner. It says, we're making women's votes worth more by staying at home. And it's a picture of 3 beta males. And then it says the Democratic Party. Now, the reason that Twitter suspended him for is that they said that this meme could influence the election and was effectively fake news. Now, if Bill Maher had posted this same meme saying this isn't that far off from what the left has become, guess what? Nothing would have been done. Now, if Jimmy Dore had done it on the left, and that's why I don't like it when these people put the internet censorship in some kind of a left-right paradigm, he may have been censored. You know, Jimmy Dore is the furthest thing from right wing, Luke. And the bottom line is he is a contrarian, and he has been targeted by the demonetization, by the shadow banning, and all the same things that We Are Change is. And We Are Change is not a left-wing or right-wing organization either. But when you look at a meme like this, Luke, they're coming for the internet. Forget about Article 13 and the EU and copyright claims over Kermit the Frog drinking Lipton tea, which is an issue. This is a joke. And a joke got him suspended from Twitter. And this is not an abusive joke. This is not a sexual joke. This is not a graphic joke. This is as peanut butter and jelly, milk toast as it comes.
Well, James Wood responded to this and he said, quote, this tweet was a satirical meme that made fun of so-called soy boys. An example, limp-wristed liberal men devoid of testosterone, confidence, and really everything else that makes a man a man. So that was his personal comments on it. And again, for influencing the elections, is this really going to influence the election? What about all the other propaganda and disinformation out there that has influenced war, poverty, that these... I got a family-friendly show. I can't curse. I do want to curse so bad. Mainstream media, lipstick pigs are pushing for and setting the agenda for and ultimately creating the reality for. Just an outright idiocracy. James Wood, I disagree with him on some political issues. I believe he tweeted in support of me sometimes, and I believe he also tweeted in disagreement, calling me out on things before. But regardless of his opinions, he deserves to have one. He deserves to talk whatever he wants to talk. If he wants to talk about limp-wristed, low-testosterone beta males, cocks, or whatever the fuck frick he wants to talk about. Whoa! I said freak. I didn't finish that sentence.
Luke, let's stop for a second because that was just his response after they threw him off, okay? He didn't say limp-wristed liberals in the post. The post, he said, is this. Pretty scary that there is a distinct possibility this could be real. Not likely, but in this day and age of absolute liberal insanity, it is at least possible. So we didn't even get limp wrist in the actual comment, and it's not in the meme. I want to make that clear.
Well, no, it's not in the meme. His
response. I get it. He's a divisive guy. he's
he
very
is a very
right wing.
divisive guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I'll
very,
say this.
very right wing. But again,
He's-
deserves to have an opinion.
He deserves to have an opinion, but he's going to be very easy to be attacked because pre-Me Too movement, you type in James Woods, and without anything else, you're going to see some sexual predator allegations, okay? They've been around since the 80s, the 90s. They put him in the Family Guy where he joked about banging Kate Moss in a bathroom at a party doing cocaine and how terrible it was. I mean, that is his MO, is that he's kind of like this dirty old man James Caan type guy, James Woods. So listen, I don't agree with everything Woods says. I do follow him on Twitter. I think that he's got an interesting perspective. He is in my film Fabled Enemies for what happened to him pre 9/11 involving Mohammed Atta and other hijackers. People need to check that out. But I think it is absolutely obscene and absurd that anybody would be banned from a social media platform.
Well, he's
for
locked
posting.
out. He's locked out, and I
Yes.
bet there's probably going to be some soft response from some PR response from Twitter, if any, because usually they don't even give it a response to why certain bannings or lockings or suspensions happen. But this is just like being in school and you're being suspended for something you never did. And again, like you're literally in the schoolroom, you have another kid shooting another kid in the head, robbing him. And then you're throwing a spitball, and you're the one who gets in trouble when the mainstream media is getting away with all these other horrible crimes. And he's just doing memes, again, divisive memes, set again to divide and conquer people. I disagree with. Regardless, it still deserves to have a voice, because if they use him as an example, they use Alex Jones as an example, they're going after some left-wing websites as well, especially with Google. This is not going to end. This is not going to end. And it's only going to damage the national discourse. It's only going to damage the communication. And we already have enough communication problems in this country, and already enough dumb crap where people are fighting each other in the streets with freaking homemade armor of the most incredible kind for absolutely no reason, when two sides absolutely agree with each other about 70% of the things. So it's absolutely just freaking ridiculous.
Hey everybody, what you just saw was a small excerpt from our Sunday live stream that occurs every week at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, if you missed it, don't worry. We leave it available on YouTube afterwards and even put it out there in podcast format the following morning, which you can find either on our website or on iTunes itself. So please tune into the live stream or listen after the broadcast and help support We Are Change. Thank you so much for watching.